Moin, I'm Catherine. Today I'm in bed with Adrian, aka Yoke Lore. Did I get it right?
You got it right.
Because I always thought I'm not going to say it because then you will stick with the wrong pronunciation. We're going to go with the right pronunciation. With the Reeperbahn Festival. Have you ever been before?
I've never been before.
No. Have you been to Hamburg before?
I've never been to Hamburg before.
So you're getting the full hardcore Hamburg experience.
Yeah, I've been here a good 10 hours so far.
Yeah.
It's been a whirlwind of sleep and breakfast.
I can imagine. That's been nice so far. So
yeah.
So have you been down the Reeperbahn yet?
Not really, no.
Oh, okay. Things are waiting for you tonight.
I know. Someone compared it to the Vegas Strip to me yesterday. I was like, yeah, what's that like? And they're like, it's like the Strip in Vegas. And I was like, what?
Yeah, sort of. Like, it's
That's
not
crazy.
As big
and
not as bright.
I assume there are MGM casinos everywhere.
Exactly. But yeah, when I just was in Vegas, I thought the same thing. It feels like a bigger, much more imposing version of the Reeperbahn. Yeah.
Good. I'm excited.
What happened last night?
What happened last night? Man, we took a really, really long drive from Munich.
Oh yeah, you came from Munich.
Yeah, so
and you arrived super late.
Yeah. So last night we just was kind of just arrived into Hamburg, just dazed kind of, and then found our hotel and passed out. Yeah. And now I'm here.
Nice, because you're on tour right now with Ro.
Yes.
Who we had over last year, which is so funny, and we loved her so much.
She's awesome. I'm super lucky to be around with her. I'm
going to link the session from last year in the corner.
Yeah, she said she did this last year, and so it was super fun.
It was, we loved having her. We're sort of still in contact with her and her manager. That's so funny. Where are you going to sleep tonight? You don't have to say the name of the hotel. Yeah. I mean, this is coming out after the thing, so it's safe. But
I'm gonna bunk with my drummer in a hotel. Hopefully, you never know how the night's gonna end up. Obviously,
and it's the Reeperbahn. You especially never know how it's
true. It's true. This tour is kind of I don't I'm not a huge partier. In the States, touring is hard work because the drives are so long and. You usually just play, you eat, you smoke, you pass out. But here, people are they want to hang out, they want to go drinking, they want to dance. And I haven't really been able to do the play, eat, smoke, pass out routine. And it's kind of something's always thrown into my spokes. And I always have been having these super late nights, along the rivers and different places. But it's beautiful.
Tonight is not going to be different though.
I know. No. I'm preparing myself.
You're getting into the rhythm.
Exactly, yeah.
That's good. What's your favorite midnight snack before bed? Let's just say this is a question your manager came up with by herself, especially for you.
Interesting. I mean, there are a lot of options, but if I had to go with my favorite, super sugary cereal.
Yeah?
Yeah. I don't know why. But it's I don't know. I think it's something nostalgic for when I was little.
Yeah.
That I love Frosted Flakes, Corn Pops, Fruit Loops. Love it.
I love that. That's cool. Can you sleep in total silence or do you need some noise around you?
Oh, I can, but I don't like it. I like noise. Yeah? I like a little bit of a drone or a...
Seriously?
Yeah, or a fan. I love sleeping with fan. Or there's I have this app called White Noise.
You do?
Yeah.
We've just been talking about that this morning.
Yeah, I love it. They're these sound machines that you can buy for sleep. I love those. Yeah.
See, yeah.
Yeah.
Until I think 2 years ago when it came up in an interview, I didn't even know that those exist.
I didn't either. And then one of my ex-girlfriends had one and I totally got addicted to it. Yeah.
I can imagine. Yeah.
It's I don't know why. There's something I don't know. There's something about I think still being part of a larger space that's more comforting. And when you have silence, you feel very enclosed.
Yeah.
And for me in particular, I find it really hard to be contained or something.
That's the same for me. But for me, the open window helps. For my, so I love silence, but open window.
But in other things, I can't wear helmets and like I hate wearing seatbelts, and like I hate wearing like tight clothes. Like look at my shirt. It's like it's a big. I hate wearing tight clothes. Like I want to have room to like
I get that.
to like live my life. And I feel like the sound is kind of like that for my sleep. Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Do you have a trick to fall asleep, like besides having the sound machine on?
I like to like use my body a lot in my life. Like I'm a yoga teacher.
You are?
Yeah, and I like run around a lot, and I play sports, and I like to go climbing. And so my strategy for going to sleep is just to exhaust yourself.
Yeah, that's a good strategy. Yeah. What's the weirdest or the funniest place you ever fell asleep at?
Where's the funniest place I ever fell asleep? I fell asleep once in high school, in my partying days. I once fell asleep on...
That you're now back to.
Yes. Yeah. Now I'm forced back into the lifestyle. I fell asleep one time on, those little kid, like, toy houses that, like, there's, like, a little stove, like, fake little kitchen things. I was once...
Like that people have in the garden mostly? Or something.
Yeah, exactly. Like, I was once, like, on I guess I was on, like, a patio, like, hanging out with a bunch of people, and I, like, fell off of it and onto the top of this house, this like fake plastic house. And I remember thinking like, man, I'm really tired. And then just going to sleep like right after I fell down.
was this like already in the times of mobile phones? So are there loads of pictures of this moment?
I'm not sure. Yeah, it was a little bit before phones were like, documenting everything. But I remember like waking up and like being like sprawled on top of this house, like over the top of it, and just being like, this isn't that bad. Like, this isn't that bad. Like, I've seen worse. Like,
For you. Have you ever slept at the beach?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. I love sleeping at the beach.
Yeah. So you do it purposefully. Sometimes?
Yeah. There's I just made a video for one of my songs, and the last shot is of like my tent on the beach where I was sleeping. Oh, yeah. That's
nice. Yeah, we're going to link to that video in the corner too.
Oh, excellent. Yeah, it's my song, Concrete. I made the video in Hawaii a couple of months ago.
Things you do. Making videos in Hawaii. Like, I mean, that's how we roll. I'm kidding. I love it.
That's how we roll. Yeah. No, my friend is a farmer. He's a really accomplished and awesome farmer. And he was in Hawaii for working on a farm, and he was like, come on down before you start touring. So cool. Because once I start touring, then I'm like a lost cause. Yeah. So I try to see all my really good friends and family before I start touring for the year. Yeah. So I can
That's amazing. That's cool.
Yeah.
I want to have a friend in Hawaii. If you live in Hawaii and want to be my friend. Do you write songs in bed?
What happens a lot of the time? I don't necessarily write songs in bed, but like right when I'm falling to sleep is like one of the times when I get the most I always something comes in my mind right when I'm about to sleep, and I always have melodies or drum beats. Yeah, and it's really frustrating because it's in those moments where your kind of consciousness starts to blur into like a sleep state, and like dreams are like starting to form and stuff, and then like right at the moment where things get blurry is when like weird inspiration can happen. Yeah. And so I'm often like falling asleep, and I'll be like, I gotta go write that down, or like I gotta go record that. So I'll have to like get up out of bed at like 3 a.m. and like get my phone, be like la 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 la, and then go back to bed.
So you have a notebook beside you there?
Yes.
Yeah. It's funny because we had exactly the same conversation like 2 hours ago. Yeah. You have to watch that interview. She said almost exactly the same thing. That's amazing.
Yeah, I think it's pretty normal for people because it's like it is when those like when you start to blend your states, new kind of sources of information are revealed, and like you start to get new pieces of yourself exposed. Yeah.
Which books lie in or around your bed?
What books?
Books. Do you read in there?
Oh man, yeah, I read a ton. Yeah, I read a ton of books. Right now I'm reading this awesome book by this author, Michael Pollan. It's a book on the new science of psychedelics.
Okay.
And it's called How to Change Your Mind.
Okay. So it's nonfiction.
It is nonfiction.
Do you read more nonfiction or fiction?
Yeah, I read a lot of nonfiction. I'm a big history nerd.
Okay.
So I really like history books.
Yeah.
And I'm like I really like reading about like new kind of like nonfiction, more not like science books, but like books about new fields and like news information that's coming into from new sources. Like I read this incredible, my last like favorite book I read this year was called 1491, and it's about kind of having to reopen the study of South American anthropology, because all the anthropology we've been able to do on South America has been kind of like just colored by the colonial stage and colored by like the accounts of people with Cortez and Columbus. Yeah. And he says it's all like racist. Yeah. And so we need to go back now, and we're finding all these other things out that like the Christians writing stuff down never would have recorded, and like never would have wanted to report on and stuff. And so the book is about basically the whole new school of scholars who are reopening the kind of archaeology and anthropology of pre-Columbian and pre-Cortez South America to like just get all this new information that's coming out about their culture and how advanced it was and how populous it was and how old it was. Yeah. Like much more older, much more populous, and much more advanced than we ever thought.
Yeah. That sounds super interesting.
Yeah, cool. So I'm into that stuff.
Yeah. Last question.
Okay.
You can go deep shit or to your childhood. Which monster sleeps under your bed?
Whoa. All right. So I used to watch Power Rangers when I was a kid. And there was this guy, I don't remember his name, but he was like, I guess he was some sort of like, he was like an alien, obviously, but I remember he had this big sword, and he was like yellow, and he was terrifying. And I remember like, you know, I'd be like laying down in my bed, and I'd be like laying down like this, and I'd just picture him like standing over me. Oh, no. And I'd just be like, oh no.
Did you have your parents check?
Oh yeah, absolutely. I also like would I had a little brother, and so he was also really scared all the time, and so we'd kind of like sleep together to make sure we were protected.
That's awesome.
It was. Yeah. I had good siblings who were always there for me. Definitely.
Yeah. Oh, awesome. That's amazing.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
And let's say bye to the internet.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
I don't want to see you smile. I want you in the morning before you go performing.